And hello, guys. It's Stevie D here. And
Where's the game?
okay, you asshole. And
Um,
we also have a special guest here. You want to introduce yourself?
My name is Phil,
Um,
and I am Steve's old friend from high school.
exactly. All right. So we recently just actually saw the Sony press conference, and
The PS4.
oh shoot,
no,
and
we're kind of late with this video.
well, we're not really late because I'm pretty sure people are gonna be having reaction vids for this, or like discussion vids rather, for like the next like couple weeks. Because like the press conference was only like what last or
Yeah, a couple days ago.
a couple days ago, like
Yeah.
Thursday. Or
Again,
was it like
guys,
Friday?
you got to be on top of this thing. I watched that press conference.
Well,
I watched that, man.
I watched it and I rewatched it.
I mean, I don't know. Do you want to like make this like a retrospective or whatever? It's a.
I mean, we could go over like the games and everything else about it.
I mean, like, cause first of all, not much was actually really shown at the press conference besides a preview of the new controller and you know
What it can do.
few and a few teaser trailers for some games or whatever, and like a couple of capabilities. But like other than that, I think we should like make this like a combo retrospective slash like discussion of the press conference. Well, first of all, how much history do you have with PlayStation?
A
Open
lot.
question.
A lot.
You started out with the PS1, right, dude?
Okay, so me personally, I started out with the NES,
Mhm.
and then I only had like that system for like 5 months, and then my birthday came when I was like 5, and I got the PlayStation 1. And then after that point, it was just PlayStation all day long. I mean, it was a big jump for me. I went from Super Mario Brothers 3 to Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, so it was very, very different for me.
I loved Crash Bandicoot. That was probably actually like as far as PlayStation platformers, one of my first platformers that I actually played.
Yeah.
That was like a 3D platformer. It was I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Awesome.
So, and then when like the PlayStation 2 like first came out,
Mhm.
like the big fat one, like I got that first day.
Mhm.
I remember I got that on launch day. I was so happy.
Mhm.
I got my PlayStation 2 games up, and I was blown away, and I was so happy because like when I first got the PlayStation 2, my parents were really happy that they gave it to me. Which is really weird because my dad does not like video games. But that's beside the point. So he was happy because I'm using it a lot, and it made me stay out of trouble. And
Yeah.
also it was nice because when the PlayStation 2 first came out, it revolutionized what a system could do. It was
Oh,
a
yeah.
CD player, it was a DVD player, it was a game system.
Uh
It was all these things, and you could go online, and afterwards you can go online with it. Most people in America didn't use it,
yeah.
but people in Japan you use it like crazy. So it really
course.
made the system better. But the PlayStation 3, I have mixed feelings about because
Mhm.
one, I like the game, I like the hardware,
Mm.
but the software is what really sells the system for me, which is
Yeah.
why I'm not really buying like systems anymore.
Mm.
But I'm definitely now I'm a little happier with the PS3 because now they have more games and software inclined to more gamers and even to me, which the PlayStation's very good with because I'm an RPG gamer.
Yeah.
RPGs are very prevalent on the PlayStation, not very much in any other system. The worst being the Xbox. They have legit nothing.
Right.
All they have is shooters. I'm not knocking the Xbox saying that it's only shooters. I'm saying that for me, a JRPG gamer, going to the Xbox is not a very good idea.
Well, for me, well, let me get Kalo's input. Like, how much PlayStation experience do you have?
Well, I was Nintendo for a long time
Right.
because I had an SNES.
Uh-huh.
That's what I started out with.
Mhm.
And then later on, my mom's boss was gonna throw out all her son's crap, and I was like, "This NES isn't crap." So she gave us an NES with a ton of games,
Yeah.
and I was like really happy about that. And then so I went from newer to older actually. And
That's
'cause
weird.
as you can tell, as you know, I'm really poor. So
As are we all. Like.
Then one of my neighbors, like, we moved to a new house, and one of my neighbors was like, "Oh, you have an NES?" Like, she was older, so
Yeah.
she really wanted an NES, like, because she got rid of her older one.
Right.
I don't remember why. So she was like, I'll trade you my N64 for it. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad gave away the SNES to my cousin. And I was like, that's bullshit. So I had the N64 for a while. And after that, like, I'd just go to like a friend's house or my cousin's house to play PS2.
Yeah.
And then my dad's cousin had the fucking PS1. So that's where I'd play Crash Bandicoot. Everyone's played Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
You either had played the original, the second one or the third one, or you're the very, very sad people that I'm like, wow, I'm so sorry for you. That played the one on the PlayStation 2, that played like Wrath of Cortex. That one was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh my god, it's amazing. It was like, alright, it was like, oh, it was alright.
Yeah.
It was like a worse version of Warped. I have to admit. It's
Yeah,
like a worse
I have
version
Wrath
of
of Cortex sitting around here somewhere.
Yeah. Me too. You know.
Yeah, as far as like console experience, I started out with SNES or whatever. I mean, fortunately for me, I have an older brother, so it's technically like him that started out with the SNES, and you know I adapted it to it with him or whatever. I think I was the first one with the N64 or whatever, but he was the first one with the PlayStation 1, and you know. I actually had a blast playing, you know, whatever games he would bring to the console, whether or not it would be like, actually a good example of how I got exposed to a lot of the games was my brother had this demo compilation, and it was full of games. It had a demo for Tekken 2, a demo for Crash, which is how I first actually got introduced to Crash, a demo for not 1080. 1080 was for the Nintendo 64, right? It was some really
SSX Tricky or something like that. Or
I don't think it was SSX either.
Or one of those.
It was a skateboarding game.
Oh, it was a skateboarding game. Oh, it's probably like Tony Hawk or something.
Nah, I don't remember. The point is, the demo compilation had a lot of different games, and like me being younger or whatever, I used to just play the demos over and over again or whatever. Like, hey, maybe it's longer. Maybe you can unlock more of the game if you play it.
No, exactly.
I think that's how we all thought when we played demos.
I don't know. I mean,
because I wanted the game so bad, but I didn't have any money. I was like 6.
Actually, I got a demo disc from like one of my cousins, my distant cousins I've never seen before.
Yeah.
So he gave it to me. He's like, here you go. I know you like games, and I got it and I played like a few demos on it. One of the demos was like beyond terrible. It was like the worst game I've ever played in my life. But I had one of the, I think it was like a demo for Tekken. It was for Tekken because I had Eddie.
Yeah.
It had Eddie in it.
Yeah.
And then I played it and I'm like, I was having so fun playing with Eddie, but it only had like 2 characters.
Yeah, I think the Tekken demo that I played, it was a demo for Tekken 2, but I think it only had
mine only had like 2 characters.
I think it was like Martial Law was one of the characters, and then I don't know, some chick.
I think mine had like Eddie and like one other girl, but I'm trying to remember the name and I don't know it. But I know it wasn't like a big name girl, or it is, I don't know. All I know is that it had Eddie, and that was the only character I played.
But there were a bunch of PS1s I played, PS1 games I played. I used to I played the Die Hard trilogy disc, which was basically, I think it was supposed to be like, it wasn't 3 separate games in one. It was made to seem like it was 3 separate games, but all of the games were like pretty like low quality, but like I had fun with it for a time. I played a freaking Harry Potter game on there at one time.
Oh yeah, I have. I have the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. That game is ass.
Yeah.
It's like the worst game I've ever played.
I mean, look at it. Like, we're looking with hindsight right now, but you played the ever living shit out of that game.
No, I did. I played up to a very, very good point of the game, and then at one point I'm like, I thought to myself, I'm like, why am I playing this game? I could be playing Spyro 2, which I at that point, at that moment, I didn't 100% that game. And I will say right now, I am right now at this point 19 years old and gonna be 20 years old. And when I was 18, before I went off to college, I 100%ed Spyro 2 from my 97% file when I was like 6 or like 7. I was so happy. I'm like, I finally 100%ed this game. Yes.
And then, there are just a lot of memories that I had from him. Like, I don't ever actually remember completing a game because, like,
when I was a kid, no, I didn't never complete it.
Yeah, like me with my attention span and my 7 to 8 year old mind or whatever. I couldn't figure out subtle nuances for gaming. I was still getting into 3D gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I mean, like, I never really beat games per se. Even when I was a little older, I never really beat games. Basically, like with Spyro, I would get to the end boss, beat him, and then I guess I beat the game, but I never really like did everything else. After I beat the final boss, I just said, well, I'm done with the game then. There's nothing else I can do with it.
Me and DKC3. When you beat K. Rool, I thought it was just like, oh, okay, I'm done here. But I didn't know there was a whole Lost World.
Oh yeah, DKC3, right? Yeah.
I know. I mean, like when I was even when I was older, like when I had like even when I was playing like Jak at one point, like I remember I still didn't beat Jak 2. I still didn't beat Jak 2. I still don't feel like playing that game again.
Oh, which reminds me,
which
is actually a perfect.
Well, yeah, it is pretty difficult.
Which is actually a perfect segue because see, me, I'm a sucker for platformers. I always get introduced to a new console from their platformers. That's my gateway into the console, and then I'll start looking at all the rest of the games. It's a platformer bias. I like my first game was a platformer.
Hey, look, you know what? The thing is that everybody likes their own take on things.
Yeah.
So like when I buy games, when I buy systems, games, things, I want to make sure that I have I have the RPGs on it. Because I don't have the RPGs on it, I'm not buying it.
Right.
Forget that. I need the RPGs. I need the things that I enjoy. Even though my first game was a platformer because it was Super Mario Brothers 1 for the NES.
Oh, God.
It didn't matter because later on in life I figured out what I actually liked. I mean, I love Spyro to death. You give me Spyro 1, you give me Spyro 2, I will play that game like 100% all the way through. I will have a blast playing that game. I don't care what anybody says. Spyro 2 is my favorite out of all of them. Even though people can debate 3 or whatever. Basically, it doesn't matter what games you have a certain genre you like, and then you go look for it. Even though I do love Spyro to death.
Well, moving on to the PS2. My brother was the first one to get it, and oh my gosh, it was astonishing to me. Like the first game that he actually got was GTA 3. And that was the first time I actually got introduced as far as like what the PS2's capabilities were with open world. Well, yeah, that was it. GTA 3. Wasn't it? I believe it was a launch title, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
GTA 3.
I mean, I know GTA 5 is going to be might be a launch title for PS4.
We'll get to the PS4 in a second. But,
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but GTA 3, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow, the PS2 is amazing, and like even then, like even though like looking back at it now, GTA 3's graphics aren't exactly the best. I mean, they had stuck together hands and everything. And you played as a generic character with no voice or personality.
Or even in San Andreas, your hands were stuck together.
Green ass pants.
I mean, like, I'm not a big fan of the GTA games.
Yeah.
Basically, for the fact that when I was, I am the older brother.
Yeah.
I'm the older brother in my family, so I choose what games that I want to play, and none of my other brother didn't want to play games at all. So I'm the only one. But when GTA is pretty violent anyway. But for me, I think my first game on the PlayStation 2 that I remember finally playing was Jak. It was Jak and Daxter all the way through.
Oh yeah, that's how I got
Daxter all the way through. We actually met through Jak and Daxter.
Oh yeah, that brings back
I asked him, I'm like, hey man, do you like video games? He's like, yeah man, I love video games. It's like, do you like Jak and Daxter? Yo man, I'm playing that right now. And then that's it.
Yeah, so, how I actually got introduced to Jak and Daxter was once again a demo compilation, man. Demo compilations are actually
back in the
useful.
day. Now they're not.
They're obsolete because of DLC. But anyway, no. During that time, that demo compilation had Jak and Daxter, Final Fantasy X, Extermination, Connecticut. Which
I got a story.
We have to LP that.
No, I got a story about Final Fantasy X. All right, so after I played like Jak and everything like that, I got a random game from one of my cousins for like Christmas or something like that. I guess she like got it or whatever, so she didn't want it. So it was Final Fantasy X-2. Now I started playing the game, and I'm like, this is kind of fun. This is actually really good. And then I was thinking to myself, like, wait, there's like certain characters in here that I'm like, oh, do you remember me? I'm like, I don't understand this. So then I went over one of my cousin's house, and she had a PS2. So I was talking to my cousins, like, hey, what's this game? And she's like, oh, that's Final Fantasy X. I'm like, that has Yuna and like Kamari and like a few other characters. Did they make a sequel? Because I have this game here, and then I showed it to her, and I'm like, it's like, oh, that game. Yeah, that's the sequel to this game, and I'm like, wait. So I've been playing the sequel to a game that I haven't played yet. So I'm thinking to myself like, oh, great. So then at that point, I'm like, hey ma, I want this game now because I have this game, and that's the sequel to this one. She's like, fine. And she got it for me, and then I started playing. And it was funny because I started getting really good at RPGs at that point. Like around like when I was like 12 or something like that. I was getting good. So actually, I got up to a certain. I would play 10. And it got like really far in 10, and then I would play 10 too. I played them simultaneously, right. And then when I got to the end boss of Final Fantasy X, I then same day beat the final boss of 10 too, which is a joke. I beat both of them the same day, and I'm like, now I understand everything. I'm kind of happy now. I enjoyed the game a little bit more at that point.
Isn't the final boss basically not Tidus, but is Tidus?
No, it's not. It's not him. But I think you like fight him for like 3 seconds, but he's like so easy that I could just murder him in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
The game is very broken. That game in particular is very broken with like one accessory. One accessory basically makes the entire game easy.
Of course. It's
called catnip. If you are at like if you're at 20% health, basically if you use a Phoenix Down on yourself, you go into an Uber mode where every attack you do does max damage, and there is a class in the game, a class in the game called Gunner, and it has an ability called Trigger Happy. You basically just sit on your PS2 controller, and you spam the R1 button as fast as you can.
Yeah. And
it'll do max damage every single time. It'll do max damage for every hit. That's why it's broken.
Yeah. Isn't Final Fantasy X-2 basically freaking
It's fan service the game, but it's okay. It's a good fan service.
It's Charlie's Angels J-Pop edition. X.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, like, when I was a kid, I didn't really care about fan service because one, I'm like, girls does not compute to gamer. Does not compute to gamer till like very, very later on in life.
Yeah.
So when I started playing 10-2, I just thought, oh, these girls are kind of cute, and then I like playing as them, and that's it. So fan service wasn't really a big part, but the battle system was really fun. The battle system was really, really good. I love the battle system. I don't care what anybody says. Final Fantasy X-2 had a good battle system.
Now moving on to the PS3. Now I never actually got I was very late in getting involved in like the PS3.
Same here.
Just got it last summer.
Yeah. Kalo.
And now it's obsolete.
Now it's obsolete.
No, it's not. No, it's never gonna be. It's not gonna be obsolete for a while because as many people did not know, they kept making PS2s.
PS2 games while they were making PS3 games.
Yeah,
they kept doing that.
Like they kept. Okay, this is Sony's way to say, hey pals, you can buy our older systems when our newer system is fine. It's basically them saying, it's we don't want to put backwards compatibility into our systems, but you can buy the older systems right now if you want to. That was a nice thing. You could walk into a GameStop right now, go to the counter and say, I want a PS2 right now, and they'll give you one because they have it.
Yeah.
Because they keep making it. Most people didn't know that. I didn't even know that till a while ago, until someone told me, they keep making PS2s. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, right?
That's terrible.
Well, yeah, like
everybody's had a PS2 for a while, so it was just assumed that Nintendo doesn't make GameCubes anymore.
Even on the PS2, I was kind of late.
Nintendo doesn't make the little purple lunchbox anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
The GameCube had a freaking handover and everything.
The worst offender of I gotta say systems that are completely obsolete after you make it is the Xbox. The Xbox 360. The Xbox is completely obsolete. After the Xbox 360 came out, they marketed it so hard that it could play every Xbox game, and then after you bought it, it turns out that it didn't.
Xbox 720 market harder.
And it didn't. That it didn't. It made it worse. I've talked to people about the Xbox, and I've talked to lots of fanboys about the Xbox, and it's very, very saying that they love the Xbox 360 and their Xbox was cool, but after the Xbox 360 came out, they dumped it so hard it didn't even matter anymore. I didn't dump my PlayStation 1. I love that piece of shit. I love that piece of shit. It was fucking amazing. I love that thing.
I mean, if I could go off in a bit of a tangent, I did have a lot of fun with the Xbox. That was actually the next-gen console that we had before PS3.
Yeah.
We, meaning my brother and I, because he's the one who's been buying the newer consoles as of late. But yeah, I definitely had like a lot of fun with my Xbox 360. But only because I don't even know if you could really say it's me having fun with the 360 specifically, because I never really like used too many of the features or whatever, and a lot of the games that I played on them were multi-platform, like Fallout 3.
Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Oblivion 4. That's what it is. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. The only exclusive Xbox game I played was
Halo?
No.
No, not Halo. Okay. Gears?
It was Gears. Gears 1 and 2. And I was actually one of the only people who just wanted to play it for the campaign, and not
that was me. That was me. I bought the game for the campaign because, like, when I asked,
people are gonna get mad at me.
I asked my uncle because I never played online before, and also, as many people know, if you want to save your money for certain things, you don't want to just waste money. And in my perspective, I didn't want to waste $60 a year to buy an online service that I might never use.
Yeah, exactly.
And especially me and my brother at that point. My brother got into shooters at that point, so he was using the Xbox more than me sometimes. So when I got Gears 2, I just played the campaign and I put it away because I knew I wasn't gonna ever play online with it because I couldn't. I had to pay $60 for it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the PS3 had free online service. I thought at that point, because I didn't get a PS3 till a while ago.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say maybe 4 years ago or 3 or whatever. So when I first got it, I was so happy when someone told me, yeah, the online's free. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's crazy. It's great. I love that. But,
when I actually did get into the PS3 though, well, first of all, my brother and I had, one thing I didn't like about it were that certain versions of the console were backwards compatible, which for some people who like the convenience, it wasn't for them, especially the one that's sitting here right by my foot or whatever.
Yeah, I got yours too.
Yeah, we got the PS3 Fat.
Yeah, and, I got the PS3 Fat.
And it doesn't. Well, I forgot what gig it is, but this one isn't backwards compatible.
Either was mine. I expected mine to be. I was like, crap.
I had mine being backwards compatible. I went and actually actively researched the PS3 and what it could do, and I figured out that, there's some are backwards compatible, some are not. The problem is that yours will last a little bit longer than mine in the long run unless someone fixes it properly. Remember, mine broke. I got mine broke. I got a yellow light of death. I had it fixed. Hopefully that idiot did a good job, because if he didn't do a good job, I gotta shell out another $100 to fix it again.
Yeah. And that was actually one of my gripes for this system, because going back to the PS2, the PS2 was backwards compatible.
It was backwards compatible on launch day. All games could do it. Even the Slim, I believe,
is backwards compatible.
Exactly. So making it that way, I think Sony did that for more money in their pocket, because now since they made the PS2s all the time, it made you say, okay, I want to play PS2 games and I gotta buy a PS2. I want to play PS3 games and I gotta buy a PS3.
Yeah, exactly. So
it pissed me off a little bit, but it was.
But granted, I still do play my it's my brother's. I always have to put that qualifier in front. It's actually my brother's, but I always play the PS3 every once in a while now. Again, even though I still find myself playing my PS2 more, but the PS3 is pretty solid, especially for the amount of games that came out. Like, I have the Ratchet and Clank Future series, all 3 games on here. Got DMC sitting right in front of me. Devil May Cry 4, which I can't actually play on this system. Kalo's system can handle it. This one can't because
Why?
again,
Can't play on there?
because of the gigs. You know how
okay.
it has to install certain games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't play DMC4. DMC4 on this console, which again pisses me off. That it.
Oh, it needs to be installed?
Yeah.
Oh, it has to be installed on... Oh, wow.
Yeah,
See, I don't have any games for mine, so it's
Yeah.
so good
I don't know,
for
like,
me.
I don't install any games on my PlayStation 3. You know, actually, one of my friends, one of the game store owners I know, the guy brought in a PlayStation 3, he wanted to give it in, you know, for money.
Yeah.
And the guy took it in, he's like, okay, whatever. And then afterwards, when he looked at it, the dude, it was a 120 gig slim PS3, 110 gigs of it was music. The dude just had to sit there and defrag the entire PS3 out of 110 gigs of music. He just used it as a music player. The guy literally said...
The PlayStation Pod.
Literally, he just
God.
used his Slim as a music player. He would just sit there on his PS3.
You just imagine him like carrying around his system. Yo, bro.
Well, no, like the thing is what he would be in his house and he would use it, and then he would put music on it.
Yeah.
And then he would play games on it sometimes, but he would stick a speaker in it, play the speaker, and then he would play the game. So he barely even listened to the in-game music or whatever because he didn't really have a problem because all the save files are like megs.
Yeah.
Not like, you know, like your game, which is like gigs.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah. But yeah, those are definitely some of the things that were pissing me off, and that was just pissing me off about the general next gen. Well, what is current gen now. At the time, it was next gen, but like that was pissing me off because like even today, I saw the release of Metal Gear Rising, which I still want to get like eventually when I run into some more money. But one thing that pisses me off is that there's pre-order quote bonuses, and then there's DLC.
Look,
which
DLC and pre-order bonuses, that's like a rant for a whole nother video.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really focus on that right now.
Well, yeah.
They're really annoying.
Yeah.
They're really annoying. I've only pre-ordered one game in my life.
Mm.
That was Pokemon Diamond, and I was so mad that I did that because the only thing I got for doing that, and waiting and doing all that when I could have just waited and saved $5 or something else and then got the money.
Yeah.
I got a stylus. A huge fucking stylus. It's huge, by the way. It's like this big, whatever.
Huge stylus is huge.
Yeah, and then it just had like a little figurine on the top of it, which broke off.
Okay.
Which broke off after I used the stylus.
DLC before it was cool.
Basically, after I used the stylus like a few times, it broke off, and I'm like, I could stick it back on, but it would always fall off afterwards. I'm like, this is bullshit. It's stupid. I don't even know why the hell I wanted that stupid. So I don't pre-order any games anymore. I don't do that anymore. I buy them on launch day if I really care about them. Like Ni no Kuni.
And with all this being said, it leads up to our recent reactions for the press conference.
All right.
Because guys, the PS4.
Hey, I'm happy about the PS4. It's a new console. It's going to come out with the Wii U. The Wii U is doing terrible, so it'll do much better than the Wii U.
I think the only reason people are going to buy a Wii U is for the new Smash.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty
well, take it this way. The Wii U has a jump, so they have the ability to actually create
I know, but
better stuff.
They're not marketing the Wii U at all. And you know what the bad thing is? Because they called it the Wii U, people thought it was an add-on for the Wii.
I thought it was. I'll be
people
honest.
see, even this guy, he's like, I think it's an add-on for the Wii. I don't think it's a new console. I don't want to buy it. But then they look into it like, oh crap, it's a console. Like, yeah, look, if they marketed it a little bit better, and right now all they have is like one commercial for it. They have a crappy commercial for the Wii U, and that's
Nintendo Land.
Yeah, and and the only real games that you want to buy.
How many people thought Nintendo Land was a place?
I think it should be a place.
Yo, when people first heard the words Nintendo Land, I'm pretty sure like a lot of people thought that was an actual place. Like, yo, they're building a Nintendo Land. Yo, I want to meet Link. Like,
you want to meet a fat guy in a costume? Okay.
No, I mean,
you could go to a convention for that.
In reality, the Wii U doesn't really have it.
There's an app for that? No, there's a convention for that.
So yeah, the Wii U really doesn't have a lot of stuff for it. So hopefully though, with the remake for Wind Waker and a few of the other games and Brawl,
oh my
they'll
gosh,
make
the remake looks orgasmic.
So yeah, no, it looks really good. I wasn't really a big fan of Wind Waker. I played the shit out of it on GameCube, but I wasn't really a big fan of it more than like the other games. But yeah, so I like what the PlayStation 4 is doing because they're bringing it out at a good time. The Wii U didn't really come out amazingly. The pre-orders were amazing for it. They had like no more for pre-orders, but they had enough for the other places. But I mean, I don't think it did. I don't think more people are gonna buy it after that. No one really bought it after that point.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna get some drink.
Yeah, no one really bought it after that point. Like no one really cared about the Wii U after they had it and they only had like Nintendo Land. So I like that it's coming out Christmas so that they can have launch games for it when it comes out.
I never got an actual Wii. Like I was like, oh,
hey, how you doing? What I missed?
The only 3 games I really saw on the Wii that I really wanted, I would say, were Skyward Sword, Brawl, and DKC Returns.
Oh, all right.
Because I'm a huge Donkey Kong Country fanatic.
Well, as far as like the PS4, first of all, they finally showed off the controller. And
how do you guys feel about the controller? I'm
right,
a diehard.
Let me know. Let everybody know what you thought the controller was gonna look like.
Okay. Okay, I heard there was gonna be a touchpad on it, and immediately I thought it was gonna be like the 2 DualShock handles, and then the center was just gonna be like a flat, ugly, clear touch screen, and I was like, that sounds really stupid.
No,
it was way different than what I thought it was gonna be.
See, one of my friends, Peter, he actually thought that it was gonna be a freaking basically an iPad or whatever, but with PlayStation buttons on the side.
So it would be a Wii U gamepad except with PlayStation buttons.
No, I'm pretty sure he thought it was gonna be bigger.
It's gonna be huge. I'm gonna hold it.
Carrying around a TV. That's
no, I mean, so okay, I'm a diehard when it comes
bigger than the console.
See, so I'm a diehard when it comes to my controller. I'm gonna tell you right now, when I got the Wii, when my brother wanted the Wii and he bought it, when I helped him buy it or whatever. That stupid controller, the Wiimote. Oh god, I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Oh, you mean the Wildo?
Yeah, I didn't like it. So this is why I like PlayStation, where they have one controller and they don't mess it up too badly.
Nintendo always changes their controller.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would say my favorite.
I think it's just their business model. They always do it.
Yeah, my
favorite.
PlayStation,
that's why I liked it, because whenever I buy a PlayStation, I'm gonna know that there's gonna be no differences really. I'm gonna have a controller. I'm gonna know what it looks like. I'm gonna know how the feel is.
Yeah, DualShock 1. It was just a DualShock 1. DualShock 2 was the same thing.
Just with DualShock 1, it had a little motion shit, and it had I think it had rumble too. I didn't know.
DualShock 3 was wireless.
And it had the home button.
Yeah.
And now this one has a touchpad, and it has a light bar.
Or something. I don't know.
I'm not even sure what the light bar does.
I don't even know. I watched
the
I have no idea.
It's obviously the opposite to a darkness bar.
Yeah, I didn't even care about that light bar thing when I was watching the press conference. I didn't really care about that. I was just ooh, shiny controller.
They were explaining what it was, and I was like, I don't get it.
Oh,
yeah, no, I mean, the thing is that they didn't have a system to show because they probably
because it doesn't
yet.
exist.
No, because they probably didn't make it yet.
All this is actually made up.
No, because they probably didn't make the PS4 yet. They probably know what it's gonna, it's probably
include.
it's probably they know what it's gonna include. They don't know what it's gonna look like. So yeah, I mean, now let's talk. All right, so the tech specs or something. I mean, it's probably really good for tech, but let's talk about the games. What really stood out to you when you saw all the trailers? What stood out to me, I like Knack. Knack was cool. Knack was cool. I thought that was a step in the right direction with showing cartoony stuff, because in reality, I really don't give a shit if you show me a girl's breasts are so animated well. I don't care about that. I care about if the game's fun and
now
if it has a personality.
Jiggle Physics 5 engine.
That's Dead or Alive, man. Dead or Alive is the Jiggle Physics.
Jiggle Physics 5 engine.
Actually,
now featuring nipples.
No, in the new,
Like little nipples.
No, I gotta tell you right now, in Dead or Alive 5, actually, the community got pissed off that they took out the jiggle physics. The community got so angry that they actually had to update it with it in it. They actually had to completely remap everything and put jiggle physics for all the girls.
It's such a tongue twister. Jiggle physics.
Yeah, basically. So they had to put that in because the community got so pissed off. But the games that I mean, Knack was cool. I like my games having a personality and a good art style.
Oh yeah, Knack looked amazing.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm looking forward to.
Hey.
I know everyone wants Watch Dogs.
I mean, Watch Dogs looks great,
I'm going to be honest. I'm actually really excited for Watch Dogs because it doesn't look like I thought, oh shoot, another GTA clone until I saw like the guy, like when I first saw.
He's a vigilante.
Yeah, when I first saw the actual like gameplay trailer, which like the first one was really long. It was like what, like 9 minutes.
Yeah,
and like you know, he pulls out his phone and he's hacking into stuff. I was like, oh, that's new. And then the whole controlling the city, you know,
that was
basically based on like it's in your head. The city is your chess board, you know.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I'm really excited for that too. They're also coming out with a new Infamous game, but they didn't really show much of it.
It looked cool from what they showed.
See, the thing is, I'm iffy about Infamous because when I played the first one, I was like, wow, this is really fucking cool. And then when I played the second one, I'm like, it's fun, but why did you change the voice actor and the style's different and everything like that? And it was really weird. It was really weird for me because like I had a lot of fun with the game, but it was like it was different. It was a different style because they changed the voice, they changed the character look. They even actually the community lashed out at them because the original character.
Oh yeah, the original character was
completely fucking different. That was like they didn't even care that Cole existed.
No, because like the first Call was scruffy or whatever, and then they showed the newest one. He looked like this young guy who was like once a part of a boy band or whatever. He had like, these dumb tattoos. He looked like he was in England or whatever. Like,
it was really weird. So like the community lashed out at them for that. So I mean, now one of the games I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna go on a little rant myself, but I'm a Final Fantasy fan. I don't care what anybody says. I'm a Final Fantasy fan.
Nerd.
That's how it is. So I have played at this moment right now 9 of the Final Fantasy games. I have played almost every single one except like 5 and 6 and 8. Okay. That's it. I played almost every single game. I think off the top of my head I haven't played 5, 6, and 8. And that's about it. So I've even played 13 and 13-2, and I love 13 and 13-2 can suck my dick. So I'm going to say that. Now, when they showed off Final Fantasy 15, or whatever the fuck's going to be named, I was very disappointed. I was saying to myself, like, why the hell are they bringing out a Final Fantasy game so close? Now, I know a lot of people are going to make fun of me, but, you know, and everybody's going to be like, oh shit, why didn't they bring out Kingdom Hearts 3? So I'm going to explain this to you guys. Now,
that's true. Where
Kingdom
is
Hearts 3 is
based
on... See, I'm going to tell you right now. Kingdom Hearts 3 is this. Now, think about it this way. It's Square Enix doing a compilation with Disney characters. Now, Steve over here plays every Kingdom Hearts game. Now, how many Kingdom Hearts... How many Disney places are in the new Kingdom Hearts game that you played?
KH Triple D
or whatever. So,
Dream Drop Distance. How many new ones?
How many Disney in relation to Final Fantasy characters to the Disney places? How many?
In the newest one,
it's more Disney.
It's pretty much exclusively Disney. I don't think there's a Final Fantasy character in it.
Now, I want to... Okay, now, with that, keep in mind. So, now, for Final Fantasy, it comes out... All the games that Square Enix makes comes out in Japan first, and then they're translated. Now, for that reason, Final Fantasy does 1,000 times more better in Japan than it does over here. Because, you know, the Japanese like RPGs more than we do.
Yeah.
So, now, for Kingdom Hearts, it does, if you look at the numbers, it really doesn't do as stellar as the Kingdom Hearts games do over here.
Right.
Over here, the Kingdom Hearts games does great because it has Disney, as you just pointed out, it has more Disney than anything else. Do you think Japan loves Disney in, you know, over there? They probably do, but not as much as we do over here. Disneyland, we have 2 Disneylands over here in fucking, you know, America. We don't have. I don't think they have it. I don't think they have like shit tons of Disneylands. I'm not a I'm not a resident expert on Disneyland, but I don't really think they have Disneylands in Japan, so or know of it as well as we do. So that's why Square Enix is putting all their efforts into doing well in their own country and doing well over here. Even though Final Fantasy is not that popular over here that much now because of 13 and 13-2, it still sells sells better than that. So that's why Square Enix is putting all of their money and efforts into getting a new Final Fantasy out, because they know that Japan will buy it. If Japan loves it, that means that more likely that America will love it.
What else did we see? I know that Bungie's coming out with a new game.
Destiny.
They're coming out with not Halo or whatever, and you play as Expert Sergeant instead of Master Chief.
I mean, again, I'm not one of those guys that I don't really like Halo that much. I played 3. I played Reach.
I think the game everyone cares least about is Drive Club.
You mean Car the game?
Yeah.
When Gran Turismo 6 comes out, then I'll care. When Gran Turismo 6 comes out, then I'll care.
Drive Club? Is that supposed to be a spin-off to Fight Club?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't really look at that one that much, but
It was the shortest trailer there too.
Yo, watch. So there's Fight Club and the Drive Club. Watch them come out with Book Club. Watch. Book Club, the video game.
So wait, how do you guys feel about
the movie?
What is it? How did you guys feel about the Final Fantasy trailer if you watched it? How did you feel about it? Did you think it was good? I think that it looked nice.
Are you sure that was a Final Fantasy trailer? It didn't look that. It looked like it.
Yeah, where it had a girl and
lightning.
That's Final Fantasy.
You want me to be perfectly honest? I thought that was a trailer to Panzer Dragoon. Because, like, the way that it ended off, she was riding on a dragon.
Yeah, alright.
I thought it was Panzer Dragoon.
I know. Like, again, like, the Final Fantasy logo at the end showed it. But that was it. I mean, like, really, I didn't feel the Final Fantasy attachments. I didn't really feel, like, the cool shit that I usually feel.
Bro, you want me to be perfectly honest? I think they should take a break from a while. I think there's too damn many.
I mean...
14, come on, dude.
I think
that's not including the spin-offs.
They can keep making it. I'm not saying that they don't have to keep making. I'm saying that they can keep making it. Just make them good. Like, spend time and effort and money into making this game good. You can bring out Final Fantasy 13 Versus maybe. Bring that game out maybe.
Final Fantasy is Square Enix's Mario's franchise. Because there's one every year.
It did so well. Just think about it all. Just think about in the PlayStation 1 how many Final Fantasy games came out. They have literally every single.
Watch them come out with Cloud Strife Golf.
Every single Final Fantasy game is on the PlayStation 1, except all the newer ones after 10. So just think about that. We have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 came out in a compilation. 4 Chrono Trigger came out in a compilation. 1 and 2 came out in a compilation. The only one that's not on there is 3, which came out on the DS.
All we need now is our Final Fantasy cross cooking mama.
So, I mean, I want them really to come out with 13 Versus. I think it would look really well.
Isn't Kingdom Hearts Final Fantasy cross Disney?
Yeah, but man, Final Fantasy cross cooking mama. They make that, I'm done. I'm done forever.
Okay.
I'm done with gaming. But what else do we see? Oh yeah. Now we actually mentioned NAC, but so far the only thing they really showed about NAC is that it has an interesting art style. Kalo and I were actually talking about it.
They showed that you can play dead as an attack.
You can play dead as an attack. Like the art style to me basically reminds both Kalo and I of a mixture of like Insomniac's Ratchet and Clank kind of art style mixed with a little bit of like Jak and Daxter art style or whatever.
And the people look like Astro Boy.
The people look like Astro Boy. The way I pictured it as, or the way I described it as, because the little android character that they showed, if you need any more details, I'd suggest you watch the highlights on YouTube.
I think
probably should we leave it? I guess we should leave a link in the description if we can actually find if they have any press conference footage, which I'm pretty sure they do on YouTube by now.
Yeah, they have a shit ton.
When I first saw the trailer, I called Steve up and he's like, "Oh, cool. What's the game about?" And I described it to him. He sounds like He's like, it sounds like Katamari the game.
Katamari the platformer. Because basically you could absorb different parts or whatever to make your little robot character like bigger or whatever.
I don't know.
You could
Is he a
absorb
robot?
It's like Maw. It's like Maw. If you ever played on the Xbox, Maw. It's
nah.
like that. It's basically the game where you land on a crash planet and you play as an alien named Frank.
Okay.
I think
My name is Alien.
No.
No, I'm an alien. What's your name? My name is Frank.
I think his name is Frank. I'm pretty sure. I think his name is Frank. And he finds a big purple blob monster, and his name is the Maw. And he eats things, and then he gets bigger, and then if he eats certain things, he gets powers and stuff. I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun.
Things.
No. Like
Yeah,
if he eats like a flame lizard or something, he'll
He'll
get a flame
get
monster.
Oh, so it's like
fire or something like that.
So it's like a Kirby.
Kinda,
So
yeah.
it's like
a Kirby.
Kinda. Except he actually eats it. He doesn't like swallow it whole.
Kirby Mari
He
the
chomps.
platformer.
He chomps
Kirby
things.
Mari.
Yes. I mean, it was. I don't know. I had fun with that game. It's short though.
So yeah. So far we listed off not Halo, Final
like
Fantasy
it.
Panzer Dragoon, Katamari, not Katamari.
I
what
think
else?
Knack is probably the best game that I like. of all
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Knack's probably the best. I mean, in all relation, I don't really like many like Uber, like sci-fi. Like I don't know what the word is.
Showed Killzone, which looks pretty
Basically,
good.
Oh yeah, Killzone 3, right?
yeah. I'm not an FPS guy, so you guys can talk about Killzone if you want.
I don't like FPSs that are like war like real war now. Like that's just boring to me.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the only like first person shooter I played religiously that was like really I guess you could consider it a first person shooter. I don't know. What do you count the Metroid Prime series as?
I call that fantasy FPS.
Okay.
I call that
Okay.
fantasy FPS because no, it's not an FPS. It's I call it first person fantasy. That's what I call it. It's basically like you playing Oblivion. It's basically like that. So I call it that. I call it Oblivion. It's basically Oblivion, except without the Oblivion aspects.
To me, with games, it's like, what do you call it? Like, I mean, I guess you could call it a realistic approach, but honestly,
I don't
games
like the
to me
realistic
in
approach.
all reality are actually to escape from reality.
Yeah. I don't like realistic life. I don't really like realistic games. My favorite games basically are just all cell shaded.
Like,
one of my favorite games is all cell shaded, and it's fucking amazing. It's called Dragon Quest VIII. You should buy it and play it and love it.
I mean,
It's amazing.
I mean, and it's always fun to poke fun at video games by trying to insert logic in it. Like, like why does Sonic not look like a hedgehog? Or how is Mario jumping 6,000 feet high when he's a pudgy Italian plumber? Or
He's spitting fire when he eats a flower.
And then all you gotta say is
from his hand.
Yeah, and all you have to say is it's a game.
But I'm not a big fan of like the Call of Duty series like as an FPS. Like I like FPSs that aren't real. Like I would say like Killzone's like definitely
kind
not
of
real.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not real. Halo's not real. I'm not a big Halo fan, but like I'll play them.
Yeah.
But I can't play Call of Duty. Like it's just like Call of Duty or Battlefield.
I gotta say, like for those games, like I've had my old roommates are the best people to talk about for this because they're Xbox fanboys. I'm not trying to be mean to them or anything. It's just when I put my opinion in, they kind of shoved it off like I didn't know what I was talking about. And I was kind of like mad about that because I'm like, I'm not stupid. I know I don't know Xbox, but I own an Xbox and I played an Xbox and I kind of know what I'm talking about here. I'm not trying to, demean them or anything, but like, that happens. So they were, they played first person shooters all the time. And they only played shooters.
That's pretty much what Xbox is good for.
I mean, when Mass Effect 3 came out, when Mass Effect 3 came out, they played the multiplayer before even playing the campaign. They played the multiplayer, I want to say, both of them, want to say, at least for the good week when the game came out, they only played the multiplayer. And then when I came in one day back to my dorm room to fall asleep because it was 6 p.m. and I wanted to take a nap. I walk in and they're like, "Yeah, I'm playing the." They were playing the Mass Effect 3 story. I'm like, "What the fuck? You never play stories. You just go straight to multiplayer." Even for Borderlands 2, when they bought like Borderlands 1 or something like that, they only played the co-op. They only played the co-op and started like shooting random things. They didn't even care about the story. Anything.
I care about the story games. I don't play in the online.
I care about you.
I love you too, Steve. I play games for the story. I don't go online that much. Like I guess
I go online zero.
Like,
unless I'm on my computer.
I've been online like for Mortal Kombat occasionally.
Teach me how to online.
Yeah, please teach me how to online. I'm an RPG gamer. I play by myself. Okay.
Fighting games are pretty fun online. I've played like, I don't know, I would say about 6 times like Mortal Kombat online. Not 6 rounds, but like just 6 times like for hours at a time. I would say.
You want to know what game I really actually got intensely involved with the multiplayer in? Only because it was so easy to access. That game over there, Kid Icarus. That was the only multiplayer game that I actually played.
There's a multiplayer for that.
There's a multiplayer.
There's a multiplayer for that?
And it's actually pretty competitive, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, crap gets heated.
I mean, I've seen you play just a campaign, and thinking that could be a multiplayer, it's just amazing.
It actually works, and it gets competitive. Like, I remember I played a couple matches on the go or whatever, and, like, people were beating me up with, like, those big bats or whatever. It's
with
like,
the rock that shoots rocks.
Yo, don't make fun of my rock that shoots rocks. I won a lot of battles with that, okay? Rockington. No, that's the original Rocking.
All right.
Anyway, back on topic. Now, is there anything that anybody's like actually looking forward to as far as like, you know, what do you think a cool game for the PS4 to actually have?
Atlas. Any game made by Atlas. Because I love Atlas. Atlas is amazing.
Apparently,
I wanted to make a new Catherine because I feel like that would be amazing. Actually, I love the community for that because you can play multiplayer Catherine, and you know what it attunes to?
What?
Who can get above the person faster to kick them off.
Nice.
It has like a very big strategy element, and it's funny because you're just two sheep kicking each other off, trying to kill each other. It's funny.
Well, see, oh, you know what? What I actually heard is that you know that game, The Last Guardian, that they teased off back in like 2009?
Oh fuck! I want that game.
Yeah, like they actually held development, or supposedly they held development to actually develop it for the PS4. So we might need to be looking for that too, because I enjoyed Shadow of the Colossus. I still haven't gotten the chance to play Ico yet.
Yeah, me neither. I want to play Ico really badly, but the thing is, I don't really want to spend like 20 something on a game. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't feel like buying that game. Right, but I might buy it later.
Where's my Jack 4?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Jack 4, they're completely done with Jack. Remember, Naughty Dog made Uncharted.
Yeah,
they made all the way to Uncharted 3,
now.
And they don't want to deal with Jack anymore. I mean, the thing is I feel like they stopped after Jack wasn't really making a lot of money after Jack 3. So I think that's why they wanted to go to a new mascot.
And then they made it worse by making the Lost Frontier. Which that
was
I don't. Wait, the Lost Frontier should stay lost.
Wait, did they actually make that game, or did they actually see like?
No, it was High Impact Games.
Daxter wasn't made by them.
Yeah.
No, High Impact Games made them.
No, but I'm just saying, like Jack in general, like the popularity, I think was brought down a little bit.
Who made Jack X?
Yeah, who made Jack X?
That was good. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. It was alright. It was a racing game, and it was fun racing game.
I'm not into racing games really, like unless you could shoot each other.
I don't always play racing games, but when I do,
you have to blow each other up.
I mean, I liked Jack X. I liked it. It was just I felt it was weird because the only other racing game I played was Gran Turismo. I
didn't like the fact that it like kept freezing up when it automatically saved. I don't know. Did that happen to you?
I really didn't have a problem like that. I think it didn't like freeze, but it would just save the game.
But
it would save the game, and then it would go on to the next thing. Well, but yeah, maybe it was like a split second where it stopped or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. Like it. I heard that it's a glitch, but and I looked at my disc. It's not even like scratched or anything. But when sometimes when it saves, auto saves, it just like continues. It's not exactly frozen. You could move around the car and everything. It's just like stuck there. Like it's still saving, but you can't move from that screen. You just have to like turn it off, and I'm just like, ugh.
Oh, you have to turn it off now. I've never had that problem ever.
Overall, they're advertising the PS4 to be this like super ultra master system or whatever. So I'm thinking, yo, man, they're coming out with forwards compatibility now, man.
The PS4, it's so forwards compatible. It's the PS5.
It skips a generation.
I don't know about that, but
yo, man, watch it happen, man. They're gonna come out with games that
should be the campaign too. The ad campaign for it. It's so forwards compatible.
Yeah, it's right up there with Final Fantasy's new campaign. Final Fantasy, it's anything but.
Actually, it's funny because I don't really like. I mean, I love Final Fantasy. I love the old ones, but
what's so final about it? There's 14 of them.
Yeah. No, remember when the game came out, that was their last game.
Yeah, it was.
That was their last game. They wanted to make it their last game.
That's what.
But then they won.
They changed the game.
But then they won.
They changed, or the next few Final Fantasy games in the series are just going to be called Not So Final Fantasy.
No, they're going to be called, but I mean, I feel like for Final Fantasy, it's going on a really, really bad turn, like downhill really badly. And I'm kind of scared because I want Final Fantasy to stay, but I don't at the same time because I know that they're not making quality games. Their worst was that Final Fantasy game on the iPhone.
Final Fantasy cross-cooking, mama. I'm sorry, I'm telling you, man.
No, it was a game. It was called Final Fantasy All the Bravest. It was an iPhone game, and it's $5. It was $5 to buy it, and
iPhone game.
Basically, it had so many transactions in the game that it was so bad, and also it has zero gameplay. The only gameplay is you swipe your hand. You tap you tap the character and he attacks, but basically. There's no strategy because every character you own attacks. So basically, you just wave. I'm waving my fucking hand in the air right now because that's all you do. You literally do that until all your characters attack and win. And the game's really difficult, so they have lots of microtransactions in it. Like if all your characters die, you have to like wait like 4 hours for your things to respawn or something like that. So yeah, and then but you can buy stuff to alleviate that time. You know, because that's fucking so great, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. So, yeah. Any final thoughts? Because we're just almost about to hit the hour mark.
All right. Well, let's say the last thing. So, what do you guys feel about the PS4? Do you think you're gonna buy it? Do you think you're gonna wait a little bit? What are you gonna think? Basically, if you had all the money in the world right now, would you go out if PS4 came out? What do you think?
I would definitely wait until I actually saw more.
I would wait until they stop making PS3 games. Because that's when you want to get the new games, but they don't make them for PS3 anymore. So it's going to be like, I have to buy it now.
So for me right now, if I wanted the PS4, I gotta really, really think about it. Basically, for me, systems are a very hard thing for me to buy because, I mean, I need the games. So for right now, depending on what Final Fantasy looks like, I might want to buy it, but probably not. I'm probably gonna wait on it, just like everybody, just like all the other guys here. Probably gonna wait on it, see how it goes. But I will buy a PS4 because I'm not a Sony. I'm not saying I'm a fanboy, but I will say that I'm committed to them. I do like Sony more than any other company, especially more than Microsoft. You already seen I don't really like Microsoft that much. Well, I know I don't like. If you listen to this entire hour podcast, you know I don't really like Microsoft that much.
Yeah, I don't like them. They bought out Rare. Fuck that.
They made Banjo-Kazooie have a Microsoft logo.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. Rare. Give it.
Give us Rare back.
Yeah, give us Rare back. Microsoft, you don't deserve them. You make them make shitty Connect games.
Literally, like The Kinect is the. I want to be on this channel if you guys make a Kinect rant, because I want to rant about that. They made a new Kinect game. I'm going to tell you right now before we end this video off. The Kinect is fucking terrible. You know why? They just made a new game that they thought was going to save it.
Yeah.
I just told Steve about it, and I'll tell you right now. It's a video game. It's about $40 when it's new. It's you get a basketball, like a $20 basketball, and a game. And you know what the game is? You bounce the ball in rhythm to the game.
What?
You bounce the basketball in rhythm to the game.
Okay, I like the dancing games, but that sounds ridiculous.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I went into a game store and I was arguing with a guy of how bad the Kinect is, and then the game store owner who knows me came over and he's like, "Phil wins," and then the other guy's like, what do you mean Phil wins? And I'm like, and then he brought him over. He's like, "This is the new Kinect game that's out," and he explained him the game, and the guy's just looking at him like,
Phil wins.
"Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Phil wins.
Fucking serious?" And I'm like, this is why the Kinect sucks. No one makes good games for it, and if they make a good game, it's a dancing game.
It's not worth it though. Like,
it's not worth the money.
Like,
you get a camera. You know what I bought for $40? I bought a webcam with a mic in it. You know how much a Kinect is? How much a fucking Kinect is? People still sell the fucking Kinect bundled with the Xbox 360. There's no reason to buy a Kinect. Kinect is pointless.
Yeah, the Kinect really is pointless, dude. It's an overexpensive webcam.
It basically is an overexpensive webcam, and it sucks at it. How
you gonna be so?
Basically, I would have more fun playing with an iToy on a PlayStation 2 than playing with the fucking stupid ass Kinect.
I forgot to even mention the iToy, which actually was fun or whatever, and it wasn't that expensive compared to the Kinect.
It was a fucking cheap ass webcam. That's all it was. It was great.
How much does the Kinect run by? Like $100-something bucks?
It's got to be at least 100. It's at least 100. It's at least 100.
Why? You already have the console.
It's at least 100. It's an add-on for the console that makes it that they make better, but it doesn't make better. Literally, I've seen the Kinect work. It works with Dance Central. Every other game sucks with it. Every other game sucks with it.
I'm not sure.
They add Kinect support. They added Kinect support to Dead Space 3. It fucking sucks.
You know, they have a Dragon Ball Z for the Kinect.
It's the worst.
It's terrible.
That is almost as bad.
Doesn't it come with like cheap Super Saiyan cardboard hair?
Yeah, it does.
Terrible.
It does. It's so bad. It's I want to say Dragon Ball Z Kinect is very, very poorly made, and it's basically just like a punch fest. You just punch every single NPC.
Oh, yeah.
Punch out Dragon Ball Z edition.
It really is. You don't do anything. Oh no, but I will say this: people will buy the game. People have bought the game just to do a Kamehameha on the Kinect, and I would do that.
I still don't think anyone's figured out how to do that. You can't really.
No. It's very basically the special moves are perfect. Everything else sucks. Everything else sucks because you can do the Kamehameha really nicely in the Kinect registered. Every other thing fucking sucks.
I've seen people just like trying to hit, but they're always shooting Kai.
Yeah,
at each other.
It's just the way it is. I mean, they even have I bet they have multiplayer in it too. I've never played the game, so I have no idea.
No, I've seen gameplay of it.
So yeah, me too. I've seen gameplay. It's just so terrible. It's just so fucking terrible.
So on that note, guys, you got pretty much our initial thoughts on the PS4. I mean,
and just some random shit we talk about.
In our retrospective, but pretty much, I guess when more information comes out for the PS4, like close to launch date or whatever, and when do you think we'll see it? Like possibly at the next E3.
It's Christmas. No. Okay. So basically, the next shit we're gonna see is probably the Tokyo Game Show is already done, but definitely E3 we're gonna see more footage. We're gonna actually see what the game what it actually looks like, and then their launch date for now is Christmas time, which I feel like is the best time right now to give out anything. So hopefully they get the Christmas rush, but if they don't, they're gonna have to think of a brand new date to give it out, because right now Christmas is looking the best. They really gotta work their ass off to get the Christmas launch.
All right. So, that about does it for this podcast. We might be doing more of these depending on if, we actually have some more crap to talk about for about an hour and some change. But on that note, guys, we hope you enjoyed hearing, three guys talk about BS about PS3 and PS4 and cooking mama.
What is it with you and fucking cooking mama?
Shut up.
Hey, it's a good game for the DS. It's a good game for the DS. My cousin plays it and she's like 8. She loves it. She fucking loves it.
For any of you guys who have subscribed to the channel, be on the lookout for more of our LPs. And for any of you who are new, feel free to subscribe. We could really, use your support.
Oh,
subscribe
and remember,
we'll suck your
no,
dick.
and remember,
Wow.
and I want to emphasize this the most. I know I'm not a big, guy on the channel, but I will say this: comment, please comment. Please comment on the videos. Do something. Just say something. Tell us that. Tell us. I don't really care. You can make a fucking hate comment. Just tell Steve he fucking sucks or something, or tell me I'm a Sony fanboy or something. I don't care. Comment on the videos. Comment. I will answer. I will answer you. Steve will answer you. Kayla will answer you. Someone will answer you. Please, we will do this. Please just comment. I see the videos. I am a subscriber to this channel. No one comments except me. I'm PhilMark35. I am the only one who comments on these fucking videos telling them to fix something or whatever because I want them to do well. Comment on the video. It's supposed to. That's what you're supposed to be called anyway.
I love it.
But yeah, like you have to just comment on the videos.
Take notes, Joe.
Just comment on the videos. I'm trying to just tell you guys right now is that a way to improve this channel is to comment. If you tell us what is wrong, we'll try to fix it. We'll try to get something working here. All right, so that's the end of my public service announcement. We just want to make this channel. We just want to make this channel good, and the only way to do that is through the support of not me.
And one more thing before we close off. Stop global warming so we could prevent birds from dive bombing into our houses.
I love you.